Mr. Rogers had this great quote. His mom used to say it to him when he was a kid and when he used to be scared. He would say, "Look for the helpers." That would be the phrase that he would hear from his mom whenever he was nervous about what was going on in the world. She would say, "Look for the helpers. Look for those people who were doing what some others maybe weren't." Right now is a moment for humans, for people. Really is a moment. It's a unique time that we've never been in our lifetime. As Christians, this moment is highlighted because as believers, what we know is that the one we worship, Jesus, came not to be served, but to serve. I want to encourage you, any of you who are watching this right now, that this is a time for us to love those people around us. This is a time for us to step up to that role that Christians have been called to forever, and to use this as a moment to really, truly live out this calling that God has given to us, that he's called us to be servants just as he sent his son to serve. I know for a lot of you right now, it feels, myself included, like we can't do a lot. That if we can't get together, what are we able to do? If we're not able to rally the troops and hang and pray together and be there, what can we do? There's a lot of things you can do, all right? There's a lot of things you can do. You might even be feeling right now like your voice doesn't matter right now, or that you can't contribute. I want to encourage you, you absolutely can. We're at a time in human history where your voice can be as loud as you want it to be. And it's really not the point of what we're going for. We really don't want to be as loud as we can. We want to be as effective as we can. There's people in your life right now who could very much use you reaching out to them right now, who could very much use you calling them, texting them, shooting them a message on Facebook. And yeah, I know your friends on Facebook, but don't kid yourself that that's a real meaningful relationship. Act on it. Live it out. Reach out to those people who could use your voice in their life. Another thing that we do here at the church, and we've done for years, we've worked closely with Dearborn County Clearinghouse. Personally, I'm on the board there, the executive board, and I was just there yesterday, I know that they could use some help right now. Now, again, it's not the kind of thing where you can gather your friends together and go and work, but if there's something, if you're healthy, if you're not in a dire position, if you're in a position where you're not at high risk and you feel like you are somebody who can contribute, the Clearinghouse could certainly use your help. They're bagging up food, giving it out to the community, doing all of these little things that so often we don't even recognize, but right now means a whole lot. Last thing you can do is you can be praying right now. Maybe you're not somebody who prays, maybe you're not somebody who traditionally has that as a piece of their life, but I would encourage you right now is a great time to start. We believe we have a God who listens to us. We believe we have a God who cares what we say and cares how we talk and how we talk to him. Right now is a great time to be praying. Here's the thing. We view this differently as believers because we know that God tells us not to be anxious about anything. Anything. That's anything. We know that God's in control above all else. Even when things seem crazy and upside down and nuts, we believe that we have a God who is in control. It's not just we, it's us. It's all of us. We believe God is God over everything and everyone. And certainly God over this situation that we find ourselves in. I believe that right now, in the midst of chaos, we still have a lot to be joyful about. I think we still have a lot to rejoice over. God tells us to rejoice always. I think we have a lot of those things to feel right now, even when it feels like everything else is upside down. I know right now we're going to get through this. Confident. I know we're going to get through this. You do too. You do too. You know it. You know that we are going to make it through this, and once we're on the other side of this, this will be a piece that we look back on, and we tell our kids and our grandkids about, and we talk about that time where we had to stay away from each other for a while, and we talk about words like pandemic and quarantine and stimulus packages and national emergencies. There will be that moment where we have that conversation, and we can do it when we're together. We can do it when we're in the same room, not be fearful of getting each other sick. We know that God is in control. Look for those helpers. More importantly, be those helpers. A.W. Tozer has a great quote. He says that a scared world needs a fearless church. A scared world needs a fearless church. We are the church. You are the church. Now more than ever, when we can't meet on Sundays, when we can't be together on a Sunday morning together, we are the church. You are the church. It's not just a place or a building. We're reminded of that now more than we ever have been. As we know, God is good, and as we know, God is in control.